Have you ever been really busy but really stuck? Let's understand why you keep working without seeing any real progress. First, let's understand what the pattern is and how it works. Busy feels productive, right? You think that I'm doing so much work, that I'm getting so much done, but that's not what productivity is. Productivity does not mean doing a lot of work. You're doing low risk tasks where you know this is safe. There's no risk here. Even if I do it, even if I don't do it, you are taking up those tasks and you are making yourself feel good about taking action. There's emotional safety. You know, no one is ever going to hold you accountable to this. So you take those tasks first. But what's really happening is you're just making yourselves emotionally safe. You're not actually taking the tasks that are going to give you the growth that you want, the tasks that will grow you the way you want. And at the end of it, you are just reassuring yourself, reassuring that yes, I'm taking action. Yes, I'm doing a lot of work. Yes, I'm working for 8 hours, 9 hours, 10 hours a day. Yes, I'm doing this. Yes, I'm doing that. All of that goes on in your mind. But are you making real progress? That is what I want you to think about. Then let's talk about false discipline. Because if you're taking a lot of action and if you're doing it religiously, consistently, you start to think that I'm very disciplined. You think doing more is being disciplined. I can get a lot of things done in a day. That means I'm very disciplined. And instead of doing what matters, you do more. You know that one ad that you have to create that is going to generate revenue for you. You know that one long form video that will stay on YouTube probably forever, and you'll keep getting inquiries from there. But what do you do instead? You go and shoot reels. You go and shoot short form videos, or you start going live on Instagram, where the live or the short, they are very short lived and they are not really going to get you anywhere. This is just an example. If you are a coach, you will resonate with this. So instead of doing a webinar, instead of doing that one to one call, instead of doing that cold outreach, you are focused on being consistent with one reel per day. And that's not really getting you anywhere. You are forcing routines and work. You are reducing your sleep, you are reducing your rest time, you are reducing your play time, you're not spending time with your kids, and all you are doing is forcing yourself through routines. Like, I have to do this, I have to do this work, I have to wake up at 6 a.m., I have to wake up at 5 a.m., I have to go to the gym, I have to create content, I have to do this, I have to do that. All the time you are just forcing. And even work is feels like, you know, it's forced. And all of this can work in the short term, like for a week, 2 weeks, 1 month, 2 months, 3 months at max. If you are really good at forcing yourself and not very self-aware, you can even push this to a year. But please understand, taking a lot of action for 1 year is not equal to getting results in 1 year. If you are not doing the actions that matter, and if you are not taking care of yourself, if you are not really mindful about how you are executing, whether you are aligned or you are pushing, none of that is going to matter when you're 3 months, 2 months, 1 year, whenever that ends. It's not going to matter other than just one thing. It is going to give you a lot of guilt for a lot of time wasted and a lot of burnout and stress, which is going to overall affect your health and well being. So don't go for false discipline, create alignment. What is inner paralysis? This is the real problem that leads to all of these external symptoms. Inner paralysis is where you know exactly what to do. Do you not know to make that ad video? Do you not know that long form content stays longer? Do you not know that when you go on a call one to one or when you do a webinar, You can actually connect with people, have a conversation with people. You know exactly what you need to do. But you are telling yourself all the time that I need the right strategy. But you fail to do the one thing that is essential: getting on that call, making those cold calls if needed, reaching out to your circle, your network for support. Whatever that one thing is which you know is going to help you, benefit you, you are not doing that one thing. And you are thinking, I'm taking a lot of action. All of this happens because of identity conflict. It creates delay. At the action level, at the conscious mind, you know that I'm taking a lot of action. You make yourselves believe that I'm an action taker. But where is that action taking you? Is it really taking you anywhere? If there's an identity conflict, all of that is going to feel like pushing yourselves rather than just flowing with just going with the natural flow, where making that reel, creating content, doing webinars, selling one to one, all of that is very, very comfortable for you because you hold that identity of someone who is ready to help someone else overcome a problem. Until that identity shifts, till the time there is that conflict, you are going to face a lot of delays and you'll keep feeling stuck. This is the paradox of it. You keep taking a lot of action, but you keep feeling stuck because you know internally you can't really lie to yourself inside. Inside, you know you're not making progress. You're just doing things for the sake of doing them. And it's fine if your intention is to get into that action taking momentum, that it's fine. But if you really want some results, you will need to take the right actions. You will need to find the right actions. That's what inner paralysis does to you. And how do you overcome it is using the CCD framework. Let me explain. The first C stands for clarity. One outcome, one priority. Every day in the morning, you decide what are the three things that are important for me to get done today. And then you mark one that's non negotiable, one that you know is important for you to do today. Otherwise, what happens is you list like 10, 20 things. And at the end of it, you've done like 5 things which were the least important of them all. And then you just say that I am taking action, the result is just not coming. Right? Focus on one. Focus on the power of one outcome, one priority, one top action every day, and then keep doing it consistently. And when you tell yourselves that all I need to do is this one big task first, that overwhelm, that anxiety, that feeling of, oh my God, will I be able to do it? All of that goes away. Then you start building confidence. Once you have this clarity, you remove the internal friction, whatever thoughts are coming up that stop you from taking that action. You learn how to overcome them. You learn how to overcome the fear of maybe coming on camera. You build that confidence by doing it one small bit at a time. If a 10-minute video, let's say if a webinar seems overwhelming, start with a 10-minute video. If a 10-minute video seems overwhelming, start with a 1-minute reel. If that feels overwhelming, create a 10-second short where you are just speaking 1 or 2 lines. The idea is to build that confidence from within. Once you have the clarity that this is where I need to get to, I need to do one-to-one calls or webinars or multi-day challenges. And if you have that fear of being on camera, if you have that internal friction, then you reduce it by taking micro and nano actions on a day-to-day basis. And once you build that confidence, then it's time to build the discipline. Aligned repetition. Once you get into a flow of creating, let's say 10 seconds, 15 seconds reel per day, then you'll feel it easy to move on to 30 seconds, 45 seconds, 1 minute. Once you get used to 1 minute, then you will actually feel easy creating 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes long content. Because you have habituated yourself, you have created that identity that I am a creator. that I create helpful and useful content. And when the repetition is aligned, there is no pressure. When you know this is who I am, this is what I need to do, and this is who I want to be, it will feel aligned. It will not feel like pressure. Otherwise, all the time it's like, oh my God, I have to create one reel per day. That means I have to shave every day. That means I have to wear good clothes every day. I have to do one webinar per week, every week, preparing, selling, running ads, doing all of that. See, all of this will feel difficult. It will feel like pressure if you are not aligned with who you are supposed to be. So work on the inner alignment first. So CCD framework, clarity, build the clarity first, then build the confidence, then build discipline. And here's how you practically reset things. How do you identify your needle moving action? We talked about finding the one action, right? But how do you go on to identify it? Think about it this way. Is this an action that number one is aligned with who I'm supposed to be? And number two, is going to give me some form of result. It doesn't have to be monetary result immediately, but maybe getting more views or getting more comments or getting more followers. Have that intention. What is it that I need to do with this one action? What is it that will start happening when I start taking these actions? Okay. You identify your one needle moving action per day. Even if the benefit is not going to come in the short term, you think about long term. Delayed gratification will give you better results than instant gratification. That's how life works. Yes. And create one simple execution filter, create a few questions that every time you are about to take on a task, you just answer those 2-3 questions. They can be, is it going to lead to anything right now, or am I just fooling myself? Another question is, am I just doing it to take action, or am I doing it to get some result? Another one could be, is this going to give me a result in the short term, or is it something that I'm doing for the long term? Create that one execution filter for yourself. Go through that every time. It will really, really help. And the conclusion is this simple. You don't need more motivation. You don't need more discipline. You need more alignment. When you have alignment, taking action becomes easy. Being that person becomes easy. You start being confident about the actions that you are taking even before you take them. If you want to work deeper on inner paralysis and identity alignment, watch my full training, and the link will be in the description or in the pinned comment. Check the link, watch the full training. If you feel aligned, take the next step. I hope this was helpful. Let me know in the comments what was your biggest takeaway from this video. Thank you for watching.